You don't know how important it is that you've given me a couple of minutes to watch this short video. And I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to get straight to the point. If your life is going perfectly and you have it all neatly bolted down, you probably should just turn it off right now. But if you're like me, you realize that life is not a game and that things we never expect to happen do happen, and not just to the other people. Then this could be the most important couple of minutes that you'll ever invest all year. My name's Robert, and I'm going to share some stuff with you that shook me to the core and changed my family's life in ways I never imagined. 10 years ago, my brother-in-law Jack got sick. It left him with permanent nerve damage. He could no longer work, and he had no choice but to come live with us. All he had to live on was $800 in Social Security disability insurance. My mom and dad lived with my wife and I for 3.5 years before my dad passed away. A year later, Mom was not only suffering from advanced dementia, she was bedridden too. She needed long-term care, but all she had was $1,200 a month in Social Security. And to our horror, we found out that residential memory care in Florida, where we live, starts at around $3,800 a month. My wife's dad worked hard all his life. He did the very best he could and gave his family a good life. But he never thought much about what would come next. When it came to later years, he found he couldn't afford to live. He only had $300 a month plus Social Security. So guess what? He came to live with us too. See, I'm just a real Joe, a typical American just like you. But I came face to face with 3 devastating events in my own family. Situations we think, if they're going to happen at all, will happen to somebody else, not me. My wife and I dealt with these 3 situations the best we could. But I made a vow to myself that never again would any family have to face stuff like that without at least being warned in advance. So I made it my life's work, for however long I have left, to reach out to people and ask them 3 very important questions that all of us will face, if not today, then tomorrow. Yes, I'm a financial guy, but more than that, I'm a husband, a dad, and a son. I am every American who had to pick up the pieces when tragedy struck and stop the devastation from becoming catastrophic. And it's on that basis I'm talking with you today. Those 3 questions. What if you're one of the 37% of the people the government says are destined to become disabled before you reach 65? Or still, one of the nearly 40% who will end up disabled for an average of 82 months? What if you're one of the 70% of the people the government says will need long-term care after they reach the age of 65? And what if you're one of the 56% of the Americans that Time magazine recently reported that have less than $10,000 put away when they retire? Now at this point, you can do one of 2 things. You can choose to switch off now, stick your head in the sand, and move on in some sense of false security, knowing that none of this stuff will ever affect you or your folks you love. Surely it might happen to the guys next door, but not to me or mine. And if you are, I wish you the very best as you play the game of life. But just know this, those questions have been planted in your mind. And if and when the shoe does drop, you'll remember this video today. Or you can make a decision to talk with me, personally, one-on-one. By the way, I want to make something very clear. I'm not one of those guys that will try to sell you something just for the heck of it. In fact, many of the things that I suggest and advice that I give comes without any benefit to me whatsoever. I'm simply a human being who chose to be a financial guy, and I'm a darn good one too. I'm known as a guy who helps real people solve real issues using real strategies that work. My approach is both honest and really effective. So I guess what it boils down to is this. If I've given you some serious food for thought, you need to contact me to schedule a free strategy session. By the way, free means no cost or expectation or obligation. I keep 5 meeting slots open every week just to look at people's situation and answer those what ifs. This is no pressure call. It's not a closing sales call. That's not who I am. I hate that as much as you do. But I am passionately concerned about you and your life because of the things that have happened to me and mine. And from one American to another, you owe it to yourself to at least talk with me. Like I said, I only have 5 slots available for these free strategy sessions each week. So if you're ready to hear more about how life is not a game and how bad stuff doesn't only happen to the other guy, you need to book your free sessions now. Check the calendar below and make sure there's a free spot and make your appointment. You'll be asked to fill out a short questionnaire just so I get to know you a little bit better and your family situation ahead of our call. And then the time slot will be confirmed by email. I'll give you all the information and you can ask all the questions you like when we speak. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to talking to you soon.